The trio of MRIN Software Inc., B Square, and Auddia, they've been running extensions, you know, rising up the charts for some sessions now, relentlessly. MRIN, I think probably I can't remember. You can see it's up 130.67%. In the previous session, it was up significantly as well. B Square, you can see here on the visual, it says 206.87%, and Auddia not as much, 19.02%. But what is common with these three stocks is that they are in the software sub industry, and I'm just being a bit curious. This extension they are running up is not just only because we are now in the era of, or rather, we have short squeezes going on now. We have the meme push. Every stock that is in news, there's a need to push out those who are skeptical and all that stuff. This it's not only what's driving them, amongst other things. It's also because especially I think the three of them, they came out with some news. But right now, this past session of the 29th and the 28th, there wasn't really any news concerning any of these three stocks. There wasn't any news concerning them. So in the light of that, I now thought probably is this a trend? Is this a trend going on? Because these three stocks, they're all in the same industry and they're all relatively cheap, even though MRIN has now become a lot more expensive right now. We can see, as such, I decided to do this brief, narrow screening, and I screened to search same sub-industry, application software, short interest. Okay, I selected 10 to 20%, 20 to 30%, percentage held by institutions 40 to 60%. You may want to know whether there is any why I choose 40 to 60% in this case of percentage held by institutions. For less than this range, there wasn't anything there. So these are the stocks that came out: Support.com Inc. and the other one is what? Synchronoss Technology, and also the same screening for BSQR, B Square, because they are all in the same industry. If I also do the same with Auddia, it will all lead to the same stocks. It will all lead to these two stocks: Synchronoss Technologies and Support.com Inc. So you can see what's going on here with Support.com. It has something similar with them. It has a market cap of $98.3 million, not a lot. But look at this: shares outstanding 24.1 million, which is okay, not as small as the floats of these two stocks. You can see for MRIN, sorry about that, we have a freezing screen here. I think MRIN has about 13 million or thereabout, not a lot, so that is one of the key criteria. Even though it wasn't used, even though we couldn't implement it, even though it wasn't used to carry out search, but it turns out that this is also the value, 24.1 million. It's not 100 million or thereabout, but unfortunately in the case of Synchronoss has 82.63 million. It's gradually rising, so Synchronoss doesn't fit in there that well, but Support.com slightly fits in there, slightly, so be on the lookout. If any of the stocks, especially Support.com, comes out with any positive news, there's a good chance we will see what we are also seeing with MRIN, B Square, and Auddia. Especially MRIN and B Square. Obviously we all know that MRIN software has this this platform it has that helps advertisers make the best out of their ad expenditure and all that stuff. So Support.com, especially, there's a good chance if it comes out with some positive news, a breakthrough and all that stuff, we could see some squeeze going on. We could see some relentless extension going on after that news and all that, you know. So, but fingers crossed, it could still be the case with Synchronoss. You know, it's, I mean, we've seen short squeezes and all that stuff going on with stocks that you know, have billions of shares, you know, outstanding, you know. So, but in any case, the point of this is just to gradually, slightly, briefly update you on MRIN. It's, you know, up 130.67% for the session of the 29th. You must have definitely seen that. And the other ones, it's just unfortunate we're having this B square up 206.87%, auddia up 19.02%. You know, all of these, you know, were obviously in the previous session, the session of the 29th. So fingers crossed. Just know that just be on the lookout, do your own screening and determine what it is like you're looking for, you know. So the fundamental criteria we look for is the fact that their float wasn't a huge, isn't a huge one. We wouldn't have selected this Synchronoss if at least if the float or shares outstanding was at least a little bit bigger than 82.63. But even at this 82.63, we still feel the stock is still a heavy float. It's still the shares outstanding still quite significant. So we can also see that it closed up 10.54%. Well, you never know, they could be changing their attention. But in any case, though, just do your own research and see what's going on. What is common with these 3, 4, 5 stocks now is that they're all in the same sub-industry, software application, and their float is not at least up to 90 million. Their shares outstanding is not up to 90 million based on what Charles Schwab is displaying. But for these 3 for sure, I know their shares outstanding are not as much. Let's see whether we're going to get that. We can see that's 10.967 million. So amongst other things, it is this small float with MRIN that is also causing the stock to continue to relentlessly extend. You know, the demand is definitely going to be crazy. You know, I mean, the 10.6 million, you know, with the meme push, the need to the fear of missing out. You know, once people want to, I mean, once people want to keep buying the shares will continue to extend. You know, so that, I believe that's also the case with I know for sure the other ones, they also have small floats as well. But for Synchronoss and support.com, they don't have as small as such. But even at that, you know, be on the lookout. Things could be, it could be them next. So and also I think also their prices are also relatively okay. You can see $4, and that's also another factor. At least it makes up for their lack of float, lack of relatively small float. It makes up for that. This price also makes up for that. The relative cheapness, you know. And then we have Synchronoss as well, 3.67. So the fact that it doesn't have us, I mean, it's a float as in the low tens of millions. This small price it has will to some extent make up for it. So in any case, though, this is not anything, it's not that scientific as such, but you know, I just want to bring to your attention these other stocks that may be the next ones. I mean, it's just a speculation. We don't know, we're not sure. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.